Hello, class. Welcome to week two. We have been in school for 3 weeks. I can count, but we didn't really start getting the ball rolling until that second week. So that's week one. This is week two. Okay. The module for week two has already been posted because I wanted you guys to answer that question on Gail King and Kobe Bryant. Um, I really did like the discussion posts this week. There were a few students where I didn't think your post was great. And I'm not asking for essays. Some students went above and beyond. But then there were some students that really just didn't post as thorough as I would have liked. The purpose of these discussions is to get interaction from the class, right? So if you are you again, a lot of you guys will never see me in person in real life, and then there's a lot of you guys that will never see each other in real life. So we got to make sure these discussions snap, that they're meaty, and that they are the catalyst for interaction. Okay, so before I get into the discussion post itself, I wanted to get into what's coming due. So, um, so if you'll notice about this week, I did post two discussions. Um, the reason for this is because I originally had that Gail King uh, post scheduled to go this morning, and I knew the Gail King Harvey Weinstein interview with Harvey Weinstein's lawyer that was supposed to go today, and then about midweek, this stuff with the coronavirus, COVID 19, um, started picking up. So I had to. There was no way I could let the week go by without making a coronavirus post. So the way this is going to work is I posted two discussions. One of them is going to be due this Friday. That's the Weinstein discussion. That's going to be due this Friday. And then the coronavirus discussion is going to be due next Friday. Okay? So that's how we're doing that. You've got a quiz due tonight, and then I'm going to post week two's quiz, and that's going to be due next Sunday. Okay, so that's how we fix that. Now, as far as the discussion itself, I wanted to take a look at a few of these posts. Typically, I will make a couple comments in the discussions, like when you guys post. This week was a little busy for me, so I didn't kind of get to respond and pick your brain the way I wanted to. But in subsequent discussions, usually that's what I'll do. Once students start posting, I'll start responding and keep the interaction going. But this week was real busy for me. But next week, I don't plan on leaving the house much. I do teach 8 other classes, but I'm still gonna keep it home for the most part. And the one campus where I do teach on ground classes, for the next couple weeks, they're gonna be online classes. So hey, there you go. So um, this Gail King, Kobe Bryant, Lisa Leslie discussion is very multi-layered. So let me just go over a few of these questions about it if I can find the discussion. But what I liked about the post this week, and this happens a lot is the students will really just, you guys will really just kind of go out of your way to make very, very good, thoughtful posts, and that's why we do them. The news is going to be very, very important to this class. So, thank you guys for your post. Let me see. And stay till the end of this video if you can, because I might make another class announcement. Um, so the questions that I asked: was it ethical for Gayle King to ask such a question so soon after Kobe's death? All right. So the first question that I would ask, and I posted this in another class video from a couple weeks ago, different class though, is did she clear that question with Lisa Leslie before the interview? Because if she did, the ethics of it um, wouldn't matter as much. Whether you like the question or not, that wouldn't matter as much as it did if she asked her, "Hey, do you mind if we talk about this?" And if Lisa Leslie said, "Yeah," then there's nothing to discuss, right? So, the next question I said, in that moment, was it a fair question to ask? So this one is a little bit more or less complicated depending on your vantage point. Um, there's never going to be an appropriate moment for anybody that's, a fan of Kobe Bryant to want to talk about it. But at the same time, you know, that is part of something that happened to him. So it's a fair question in that sense, but like a lot of you guys in the class mentioned the timing of it, and maybe the timing just probably wasn't the greatest use of time. All right, so I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I do work in the journalist space. If I worked in, got that interview, that's something that I would ask. Okay, in that moment. Okay, did CBS throw Gayle King under the bus? Mm, here's the thing with that. So, Gayle King's been working in this field for a long enough time. She's been working in journalism for a long enough time. You ask that question, of course they are gonna want to play that clip on the commercial for it, right? I don't necessarily blame CBS for doing it. It was a salacious question in that time period, and it got a response and it got traffic to that video. So I don't really like how Gayle King is blaming CBS for playing that clip, because they're a network, and I don't think they're in the you know I think they're in the business of getting eyes to their product. I don't think they're in the business of sensitivity. And that's just my opinion. Let me see. So we said it's safe to say the backlash against Gayle King went a little too far. She doesn't need to be called names that aren't her birth name. Like, I'm not even going to repeat that stuff. That was wrong. Should she have expected that? So, unfortunately, when you're in that journalist space, you are going to be inundated with those kind of insults. I don't think this. I think they did kind of oversell the drama of that. Not saying it was right to call her those names, because it isn't. But come on, man. This is social media, and this is the internet. And if you're a public figure or a journalist, they are going to people, a select few, it's a vocal minority, but they are going to um, come at you. They're going to come at you with a lot of mean, evil names, call you names, the threats, all that stuff is going to happen. And Snoop Dogg did a borderline threat on Gayle King, so I understand, how that would make you feel uneasy, but I don't think it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, I gotta hire extra security and stuff. Maybe if that makes you feel the most comfortable, you do, but Oprah, for example, I know she's gotten those death threats because I know the stories that she's gotten those death threats for. So we'll leave it at that for now. Let me see. Uh, Reading the PowerPoints on media and politics, did Gayle King use journalistic integrity? Again, that's something that she would have to kind of look at herself in that interview as a whole and judge it from that. If you do like a random sample online, the comments that I read with you guys' posts, the comments that I read from other classes, the comments that I read on YouTube, she probably should not have asked that question in that moment. But she also has to ask the question. Maybe she feels, that's her obligation to ask that question because maybe she stands in front of a lot of those Me Too issues. So, there's really no right answer to any of these questions. There's no wrong answer. It's just kind of perspective, and that's the way that I operate that from that vantage point. But when you're a journalist, you're not. It's not your job to necessarily be friends with the person that you're interviewing, but you don't want to ambush them and make them feel uncomfortable when you ask questions, right? Um, I gave an example a couple weeks ago. There was, if you were interviewing someone like Chris Brown, and it was right after, the interview was already scheduled, but then in the middle of that interview, he and Rihanna have that domestic dispute. um, if you're a journalist in that space, you have to ask that question because, especially if you're a kind of journalist like a Gayle King or Barbara Walters or someone like that, because people are going to want to know the answer to it, and you're going to lose credibility. With this Kobe thing, that was a long, long time ago. Not saying it's not important, but maybe right after he died, maybe it's not the best question to ask. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the week. I just want you guys to know that after week 3, I'm going to post midterm stuff. Um, I'll probably post the midterm essay question a little early, maybe the end of this week or the beginning of next week. So look out for that. But this should be, if you're keeping up with the work, if you're looking at the quiz hints, if you're making sure you got alarms set on your due dates, you should be fine. All right. If you have any extra questions, let me know. But great first official week, and we will get this ball rolling. Okay, peace.